Hello. Somebody asked me recently a question that I had never been answered before, which is how do I read a new script? And it's actually a really good question. So here's what I do when I read a new script. These days, it comes to me usually in a PDF. By the way, I demand PDFs. Do not ever send me a Microsoft Word doc. I won't read it. Okay, but I open the PDF, usually just double clicking on it. And then what I like to see is the pane on the left-hand side, which shows me all the pages so that I can, because as I read, I tend to, if something occurs to me like, wait, was that set up before? I like to be able to jump back and forth between pages. Like I'm on page 34, I jump back to page 10. So that's one thing, just technically, when I open a PDF, I like to see the pages laid out on the left-hand side. The other thing I do is I take the computer, put it on a nice table, and I know this sounds silly, but makes a difference to me. If I'm reading a new script, somebody else's script, that's what I'm talking about. Put it on a table with this. A stack of blank pages of white paper. And this, a pen. And then I just read, and I don't read holding the pen in my hand. I just read. But then if something occurs to me that I want to remember about the piece, I write it down on the paper, and I try very hard to make a note of the page number so that it'll be easier for me later on to find it. What are the sorts of things that I write down? I'll write down something if something surprises me, either in a good way or a bad way. I will write down if I feel like I hear the playwright's voice speaking rather than the characters just breathing authentically. And then I will write if I'm confused by something in terms of the psychological truth of the storytelling, of the characters moving through space and time. And then lastly, occasionally, but very rarely when I'm reading something for the first time, will I make note of something structural. But usually when I'm reading something the first time, I'm just trying to meet these characters, just trying to get a sense of who they are and what they're doing and how they feel about each other and how they might be using each other to get whatever it is that they want. One thing that I'm always paying attention to when I'm reading a new script, particularly if it's a script by somebody whose work I've never read before, is a difficult thing to pinpoint, but it's the sense that the people in this play want something. I think that is such a difficult thing. It's a very difficult thing to teach. It's a very difficult thing to learn. I think it's something that the natural playwrights and screenwriters among us just kind of intuitively get. But it's so important. It's essential. Nobody wants to watch anything unfold where we don't have a sense that the people we're watching are driven towards something. They want something. They need something. We don't always have to know exactly what it is, but we have to sense it. Anyway, usually by the time when I'm done reading something that's very interesting to me, I'll have a bunch of pages. Anyway, I hope this helps. Bye.